Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming down here for the second episode of the MLDA AI Podcast. Today with us, we have robotics engineers from KABAM Robotics, a Singapore-based startup. So Singapore, in my opinion, is a country where innovation isn't just a buzzword, it's a blueprint. In the quiet hum of automation, a revolution is being engineered. Not in Silicon Valley, not in Berlin, not in Shenzhen, but right here at the heart of Southeast Asia. They don't chase hype, they build precision. Not headlines, hardware, not disruption, change, and design. This is KABAM Robotics, a company turning robotics from sci-fi fantasy into factory floor reality. Today we speak to the minds behind the machines, the architects of automation, the quiet force that's reshaping how the world works. With me, I have Vatan and Jakub, and can you have please a big round of applause for them? Thank you so much for coming down here and taking the time to speak to our audience and to everyone back home. So first of all, I think let's just start off by introducing both of you. What you do, where you come from. Both of you are not from Singapore. How did you end up here?
Sure. Do you want to start? Okay. Thank you for the introduction. So I'm Vatan. I'm a Turkish guy. I studied astronautical engineering, and then I did my master's in computer science, both in Turkey. And I've been working with robots since I think 11 years or so now. My role in KABAM is I'm leading the outdoor navigation team, so particularly focusing on make sure like they don't hit people and they go where they're supposed to go without any issues. And yeah, I mean, I like robots. I've been doing like all sorts of robots previously, like ROVs, AUVs, UAVs, rovers, I don't know, satellites. So I like in general like things that move. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, for the sake of this, I'll do the longer introduction. I usually don't do this, but since we are at the university, I've been also in robotics for quite a while, maybe 20 years. In Czech Republic, we actually do stream people into robotics or into technical engineering degrees quite early on. So I started working on robots when I was 15. I was working with big KUKA kind of manipulators. So that was my first hands-on. My background is in control systems. I studied in the Czech Republic, where I'm also from. And during my studies, I did actually an exchange here at NTU. It's been now maybe 12 years, so it's good to be back. We just had dinner at the North Spine, so I had lots of good memories coming back to NTU. When I came back to Czech Republic, I did work with space robots, rovers for moon exploration. I interned at European Space Agency, and then I went to work on lunar exploration with GMB, which is one of the big contractors of ESA. And yeah. 10 years later, I'm here doing also robots, mobile robots, but for security.
Wow, that sounds like incredible experiences. But I think if I could follow up on that, what did you see in the opportunity at KABAM? How did you end up coming to Singapore all the way down here in Southeast Asia to solve this problem?
I liked when I was studying here. I really liked the ecosystem. Singapore is in such a special place, just in between, the East and the West, surrounded by countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, with such a huge potential, so many smart people. And I saw that a lot will happen here. So I really wanted to come back, maybe start a company, maybe just do something cool. And really, right now, Singapore is one of maybe 3-4 places in the world to do robotics. So yeah, that's why I actually wanted to come back to Singapore.
That's incredible. So you rate Singapore as one of the very highly dynamic places to do robotics. I think many.
Absolutely. So I've only worked in Singapore on robotics itself, my whole career. There is other few places like Odense in Denmark or like Silicon Valley. Yeah, but definitely that it's one of the top places to do robotics. But I'm actually curious about you because you moved from Japan, which is
mine was a bit like so. I like to be more precise. So I so like after graduating masters, like I got a remote job in Picnic Robotics, where I mean maybe like robotics people would know, like they work on manipulators, particularly Muit. So I was part of the group, and so I go back and forth in the US like quite a bit. And then I moved to Japan for a robotics company there, and then now like I'm in Singapore. So yeah, I thought Singapore, I think like as a country overall, like not related to robotics or anything at all, is well, there's not because like there's like so many different races and like so many different like backgrounds of people. Like you are never like a foreign person. So I think it's like one of the only places like I could be in the world like that I can feel home, because like without like being judged, because it's a very like hospitable country, like in terms of like because everyone is different, right? Like, and it's like very normal here. So I thought it's cool, and I guess the language is English also, that helps.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think it's I agree with Jakub's comment. Like I think it's a very unique place in like between like West and East. So like we get best of the both worlds. Like we have like a lot of like exposure to like Chinese technology, like because simply like because a lot of like Chinese people here, and of course like because language being English, like you get exposed to like a lot of like Western technology as well. So I think it's a unique place where you can like get the best of both worlds and like create something unique.
If you were to compare it to Japan, though, I'm really curious. Singapore and Japan robotics.
Yeah, Japan, I would say it's like I think the innovation is a bit slower, because like Japan, like as you guys might know, like 20, 30 years ago, it was like very very big. Like all the technology giants were from Japan, right? Like Toshiba, like I don't know, Toyota, like Honda, all these like Japanese companies, like big Japanese companies, Panasonic. But I think they kind of like continue like living a bit slower, because like they were like once at top, like they don't feel the rush to like emerge, like I don't know how to say, like victorious or like on top, I get. So I think innovation is like much slower than in Singapore. Singapore, like the iteration is faster. And I think like the multinationality of Singapore also like helps with like different mindsets and like different ideas like people can bring. So yeah, I think that's
a really good point. At KABAM, I think we are probably 10 different nationalities. And we do benefit also, as I mentioned, Malaysia, for example, being so close, like talent from there coming in. So super exciting place to do robotics for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like my team is like everyone is from different nationality, right? Like we have Indonesian, myself is Turkish, Ewa is Malaysian Chinese, and then we have Vignesh, who's Indian. So it's like very very multinational.
So about the dynamic and fast-paced nature about the Singapore's robotic space, as you mentioned, how would you say that helps you in building the solutions for robotics? Just kind of curious how all the intertwining works out in that sense. Because as you mentioned, Japan has a lot of legacy companies. I think even right now, when you say robotics, the country that comes to mind is probably China, because you see what their robots are doing. The humanoids are boxing with each other, they're dancing around. But here in Singapore, we are catching up. But again, that fast-paced nature is still there. There's the vision. So how does that work out at maybe KABAM or in the space in general?
I don't know. Do you want to answer?
I think you need to run fast. It's important. Things, and particularly last 2 years, have in robotics, physical AI is the new term now. You really need to run fast to catch up with the world. So yes, that's really important. In my opinion, government helps a lot, and it's important that also government legislation doesn't block you. And in Singapore, the government is actually working very closely with us, which helps a lot.
So did you collaborate with the government in any capacity? I saw that maybe you took up the RoboNexus or the entrepreneurship grants.
Yeah.
So how's that helping out?
So there is a program, National Robotics Program, NRP, where the government comes together with industry and research institutions and so they first create the ecosystem, and they are the kind of focal point where the researchers and industry comes together. I am actually because of NRP right now talking to researchers here at NTU at the is it RSL Robotics RRC Robotics Research Center at MA. and we are working on some of the more manipulation, more future humanoid robots, thanks to NRP.
Is academic research a big part of how you approach solving problems at your own startup, or is it just something more to collaborate with on the side? Because from what I see these days, a lot of the innovation is happening actually at the universities or maybe even in open source community. Then that's how the startup founders are getting the opportunity to implement that and actually build solutions out of it. So how would you rate academic research versus how startups are approaching this space?
I think we are now benefiting from the research that has been done 10 years ago. Right now, we are using lots of the stuff that has been developed a while back.
Right.
And not just robotics, I think also AI, large language models. A lot of the technology have been developed a long time ago. So I think within KABAM, we don't do directly the R of R&D. We do more of the D. more of the D.
Yeah, because like I think how I like see those things is like, so like research or like in general like universities. So there's like this concept called TRL, technology readiness level. So they get to maybe, I don't know, TRL 3, 4, and then like you kind of like use the technology and then like get it up to TRL level. Like, so it's like, because like we have to, like we're in production, right? Like we don't have too many choice to like make mistakes, and like and a mistake could be costly to like company financially, like losing a customer, or it could like even, because those are like big robots, like especially the outdoor robots, like could maybe harm someone. So like we need to have like higher like technology readiness level than the universities. But like we use a lot of the technologies, or I mean like we have like some paper printed out like all the time, like in our desks, like at least in the navigation team. So obviously they help us a lot, but like as Jakub said, like we are using like a bit older technology, so it had time to refine and see the holes in the like or the gaps in the technology, so we could like fill in these.
Out of curiosity, could you like walk us through maybe an example of how you pick up the academic research, scale it up the TRL levels, and then maybe implement it in your own domain as well?
Yeah, for sure. Like I mean, I would maybe like speak like a bit hypothetical, but like let's say like you wanna implement like a SLAM solution or like a localization solution, and let's say your older solution is not working well for you. So you generally like just look at like IRO cycle papers from the like past few years and like see like if they've been implemented in real life before, or is it just like theory. So I think it's like really hard to just like pick up some theory and then like build it over like in a small startup. So like you ideally want something that has like some usage in the world, like some like real life experiments, and then like you like test it yourself, right? Like as is, like without changing something if it's open source, or like you just implement the code and then see like how it goes, and then like you start testing, you do like endurance testing, you do like simulation testing, you deploy to maybe like like a customer that you are like close with, and then like you can test it on their side and see like how it operates in a more operational, more serious environment. And then after that, like you like fix bugs or like fix like fill in the gaps like as you progress along this way. Like you like see some holes in the simulation, you see some holes in the endurance testing, you see some holes in the customer side, and in the end, like once you fix all these holes, like you like deploy it to a real customer, and then like go with it, that's like go live at that point. And then but like the innovation never stops. Like you like even if you deploy a customer, like it's not like your computer or like your phone like still gets updates, right? Or gets a security update, or gets a like a bug fix, or gets an improvement. So like robotics is still the same. Like we update our robots regularly, we update algorithms regularly, because like we keep innovating and like finding better solutions or like more robust solutions.
So this is in general what the product development cycle looks like.
Yeah, if you're going to use like something from research, like if you're not going to develop from something from scratch.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, is there like a timeline for it, or is it very as the bugs come, you solve them?
Yeah, I mean it's generally like depends on the customer timelines, depends on the like company like goals, and like I mean it changes like from company to company, project to project, and the program to program, so it's a very case by case, I would say. Yeah,
there's a big overlap between the open source and the research community, and that helps a lot. So I think lots of the research labs are actually now putting things into the real world, which is great for us as well, because we can really benefit from all this research.
I mean, like, I think like early days Google like did a similar thing. Like they find something that they like on the internet or like on the open source, and then they just fork it, and then they just like improve it and like make it like more technologically ready for production, and then just like launch it.
Yeah, personally, even I think that open source is probably one of the biggest weapons that any development team could have these days. It's like it just refines your way of approaching the problem so much and gives you so many perspectives.
Saves you time also.
Yeah, I guess it definitely does. These days, especially with the new age institutions, even OpenAI is releasing open source. Allen Institute, of course, in robotics. So it does help a lot. I think to you two both, how did you arrive at this problem to introduce like robots into surveillance? Does not seem like the first idea anyone would get while working in the robotics domain. And of course, because the idea also pulled you all the way to Singapore and to introduce this sort of concept in a space where traditionally I'd say that humans have been more involved because there's that impersonable sense that people want in security. So how do you approach it?
Completely randomly. So it's been longer journey actually. So before KABAM, I was working with a company called Cognitive Systems. What we were doing is basically call center for robots. So when you have a call center, you have an issue with your bank account, you call someone to get help. So similar way, we were building a system for robots to get help from humans. And one of the core principles was also to make robots accessible to regular folk, so that they can understand what the robot is doing through an interface and operate the robot. Like people in the call center would use this system to operate the robot. So that's basically kind of human in the loop solution, because if your robot doesn't work 1% of the time, it's completely useless.
Right.
Because then you need to send down an engineer to kind of help the robot and fix it. So I was thinking about this long time ago. When I was working on space robots, we did lots of teleoperation, which is, by the way, a very interesting problem for Moon, where your robot is 2 seconds away in terms of to reach by signal. So to actually teleoperate it, you need to develop systems to not to crash it, not to So I had lots of experience from this. Plus, I was very sad to see robots getting dust in a corner. I don't know if you guys go to Decathlon. They have this robot to take stock numbers of their stuff here in Singapore. But that robot is always in a corner and never functioning, and that's been always big issue in robotics, because a company does innovation, they invest into robotic solution, and then it fails, and the people don't understand why it doesn't work. So they just leave it there to be and don't use that robot. And at Cognitive Systems, we were trying to solve this problem by providing remote support for the robots themselves. That company was started in 2018 by Michael, and I joined in 2020. And the timing for this was good, but not right, because there was not big enough fleet of robots that would require the system to make it viable, and also other challenges. But we also at the time we at the time kind of partner with a company called Certis that saw this system to be useful for the security problem. So we had a early 2020 during COVID, we had a project to help out Certis to make their security robot work. And at the time, I think we were in somewhere in the West. Was it PLQ?
You know better than
Yeah, so we were at one of the retail centers in Singapore where we help out to deploy deploy their robots. At the time, that was Oscar, and it turned out that this system is very useful for other things in security, because you need to always connect to the robot. That robot needs to feed camera to some operation center. So lots of the technology we used to build this robot management system was used. So that's we kind of very randomly arrived at this problem of security robotics at the time.
I think you mentioned about the interactability with the robot and how you saw that robots are lying around in a corner. I think even these days, researchers are constantly talking about human in the loop, or cobots, as they call them. Is that one of the philosophies that go into your robots at KABAM? Do you want people to actually walk up and ask a question, maybe, or interact with them in some capacity?
Absolutely. So our solutions, or our robots, let me say that security officers don't only go around and patrol and catch the thieves. They are there also to help out people. They are there to answer questions if you walk to your regular shopping mall. And of course, similar thing is expected from our robots. So when the robot is charging, for example, it can work as a kiosk to kind of ask questions, to give advice where is certain shopping mall. So we've been using large language models and voice interfaces to solve this. And you came to our office. Maybe you saw the demo of
yes, I did
Remy.
see the demo. The very how do I say it? It was very interesting concept to me at the time. But of course, your robots have increased in popularity a lot. Even during leisurely strolls around Gardens by the Bay, I see KABAM Robotics roaming around. That's definitely something that's coming up. If I could ask you as well, how did you decide to enter the space, and why this problem in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I don't like from like as a person, I don't like I really try to like focus on like my own plate. Like I have like maybe like smaller vision, you can say, but like I have this idea of like if a person can do it, I can make robot do it as well. Because and I think like in KABAM, like I had the nice opportunity to like build something from scratch, like a navigation solution, and also like make them like more functioning in real life. I mean, I had the same experience as Jakub, that like I keep seeing robots like picking up dust and like not working, and I'm like, yo, my robot is not gonna do that, you know, kind of mentality. And I think like what KABAM does, I think is quite cool, because it's something you can show to your friends and family, and like in Singapore, like it's part of like almost like everyone's daily life. Like I mean, like we have some in NTU, we have some in NUS, we have in Gardens by the Bay, we have in airport, we have I mean in like a lot of the like we have in PLK Mall, like we have in a lot of the like popular places, and like in random places, like I go, like I went to like a Selitar Mall, there's a like KABAM robot there. I didn't even know, right? Like
it surprises you these days.
Yeah, right? It's quite cool to see and be able to show like what you do as a roboticist to people, and I think it's a rare opportunity for like robotics people, because a lot of like robotics things are like still in the lab. Like I guess like the most commercialized ones are like the robot vacuum cleaners, and also like the manufacturing solutions, which is robot arms. But like those ones, like robot arms, you cannot show to people, right? Like you cannot bring your family to like a manufacturing place, or like you cannot randomly see them around. Except it's like a robot barista or something.
Factories and warehouses, that's where robots are
like more like stable and like working like day and night. But like in real life, like in our daily lives, I think KABAM is a like unique opportunity to like showcase like what you can do to everyone that are not in the robotics, or like not in a specific domain. Like you're just shopping, and then like you have the robot helping you, or like robot patrolling around. So I think it's a cool problem, and because it's like involved like a lot of human, like a lot of people, and I think it's like a particularly challenging problem for navigation. So I think like if you have like a controlled environment, such as in a warehouse, like navigation becomes an easier problem, because you don't need to think about like a lot of the things. But it's in Gardens by the Bay, like it's very unique, right? Like it's you have cyclists going around there, you have people running, people walking. There's like sometimes cars, sometimes like there's construction, there's something else. So it's always like very dynamic. So I think it's a challenging problem, and like as a person, like I really like working on challenging robotics problems. So like I would say like I didn't come in for like, oh, like I want to do like surveillance robotics, but like I'm here to like solve real life problems that involves like robots.
Yeah, these unstructured environments have been the biggest challenge for us, I feel.
Yeah.
But also that's also great because you get to solve.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a very interesting problem, and I think also like recently the physical AI concept is trying to solve like this unstructured robotics problem, because structured robotics is already there. Like we have a lot of robots in the factories. We have a lot of like warehouses that uses robots.
Yeah, in fact, it had been there for 20, 30, 40,
exactly.
for 2 years.
Exactly, yeah.
Is there anything unique about the way KABAM is approaching the navigation problem in particular that you mentioned? Or because, of course, you're faced with a much more multidimensional problem where there's surveillance, interaction, so many things, then you need to also roam around.
I wouldn't say like something like very unique. I mean, like we are like doing a lot of the solutions that I don't think like would need like much more thinking, but I think is like we are solving problems that like we're trying to make it like very very robust, like to like everything. So for example, like in a shopping mall or like outside even, like someone hugs your robot, or like someone throws like a shopping cart in front of your robot. Someone like I saw like people like in US for example, like blocking the robot with a car, like they're drifting around the robot. Like someone like goes past the robot with scooter, like some like, so this I think and we get like a lot of data and a lot of like ideas and like holes in our solution, like by seeing these kind of things. And like we are addressing this solution, like this problems like one by one, and like making it like work in real life. Like compared to like I think a lot of the navigation works like is either in warehouse, like indoors, or like it's like stays in the labs. But like outdoor navigation, like it's I think less focused problem, less resolved problem. So I think I don't think we do anything like particularly unique, but what unique thing we are doing is like we're actually like trying to solve it and like make it work in real life, like robust 724.
I think other than that, you also mentioned there's that problem of humans interacting like in the actual environment. So I'd like to go on a bit of a tangent here. One thing that I often see is that in order to have truly collaborative robots, many teams these days want to move towards humanoids because at the end of the day, our world where we live in is made for humans. So is there any reason why you chose to not go in that direction, or is this the ideal way to solve this problem?
We never say never.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think the exciting world was made for humans, right? So why not to have a robot that interacts with the world like a human? There are pros and cons of this approach. I do think that there are some benefits of using humanoids in security. Of course, also human robot communication is easier if the robot has a human form. People sometimes don't know how to interact with a robot because they've never seen anything like this. But humanoid is much easier to kind of approach for a human because it's more natural. And yes, as you say, it's very hard to change where we deploy as well. And if the environment was already made for humans, it's much lower investment to change it for wheeled robots. So yes, we have lots of limitations of deploying wheeled robots in places.
But I would say like in the context of outdoor robots, a lot of the outdoor environments are made for cars.
Yeah.
Or like made for like vehicles with wheels, like cycling or scooters, or like so it's like as much as like we as humans like we use the environment. I think those like a lot of the outdoor environments also like was made in mind to like use wheeled vehicles. So I think like in the problem of outdoor robots, and like most of the time like as a wheeled vehicle, like you can go faster than a human factor form. Right, so you can like in a human factor form, you cannot like race with a car, right?
Yeah, wheel is a good invention. Yes.
Yeah, wheel is a great invention. I agree with that. So yeah, I think in that regard, like it helps a lot. And also, I would say humanoid robots is like it started to get popular. I mean, it was there like since like Asimo, and then like even like earlier than that, it was there like I think like since like 1960s. Like there's like MIT humanoid robot, and but is much harder problem to solve than a wheeled problem. So when you are doing business, when you are doing something industrial that would need to work like most of the time, and like you need to make like some design choices. And I think like wheel choice here like makes your solution much easier and without limiting you as much. I mean, of course, like if you can find the exact same solution with exact same time, using exact same resources with human factor, why not do it? But like to make a humanoid robot is a much more complex challenge than making a wheel robot. So, and considering this is a startup and like with like you don't have infinite resources like a big corporation, right? So you need to make some design choices. I think like real design choice here is like one of them.
I think what's important is that this design choice works at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
the simplest solutions are the best solutions. So I think that's very important. But just a fun question: do you see or do you envision KABAM ever building a humanoid?
Up to you.
We never say never. I'm not sure how much we can talk about it right now, but yes, I mentioned we start working with NTU, for example, on some of the next generation robots. So we are open to it. We do see use cases in security. Often, a simple thing we are asked is to open the door, which we currently cannot do with our robot. Of course, we can try to do it with an API, but for that you need to upgrade all the buildings with
maybe a robot arm.
Yeah. So I also foresee that there could be some kind of combination of having a wheel mobile base that is simplifying the problem a lot, and then have manipulators, maybe even 2 arms, in a form factor of a human that we could use.
Exactly. Actually, like there's like at the top of my head, there's like 2 companies already like doing this solution, like a wheel space and a like human factor, like human upper body and like a wheel base. So there's like, I think in both of them in UK, there's like Bear Robotics, Kinesi Robotics now their name, and they have like a wheel base with a humanoid factor, and then there's like this company called Humanoid, like literally the name of the company is that, also making wheel base with a human body factor. So I think definitely you can get the like best of both worlds. It's possible.
I think like you mentioned about robots just not being able to open the door and things like that. But in that sense, I think one other hint that I get is that even coordination among the different robots that are roaming around, because let's say that even within this building we have 5 robots, we can't have all of 5 of them at the same time. Just out of curiosity, how does KABAM approach that sort of fleet management, or maybe even just simple coordination on how you want to communicate, how you want to surveil the area?
It was your thesis, apparently. So
No.
talk about that.
No. Mine is like multi-agent path planning, but I think I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but like we are like I think strongly integrated with like so-called like RMF community in Singapore. I think we have like a lot of joint projects with some of the companies and universities and research institutes here. So I think like we like use like a joint coalition with to integrate like multiple robots. But like as well as we have Smart Plus as well. Maybe if you want to mention.
Yeah, no. So RMF stands for Robot Middleware Framework, and was actually developed in Singapore. Singapore government heavily invested into open source because of that. They brought in a team from OSRF, Open Robotics, to be based in Singapore. Now they got acquired by Intrinsic, so that relationship is slightly different. But yes, Singapore is very big on RMF. The Singapore government is pushing it to businesses to support RMF and interfaces to interact with infrastructure. So yeah, we've also worked with hotels, for example, to deploy RMF solution together with Smart Plus to do this kind of coordination.
Quite interesting to me that cloud engineering is being used in this context, because many times, at least in the frameworks that I've seen, either they just use basic ROS or APIs to communicate. So why cloud in this sense? Is it like more scalable to you, or more robust?
It was a choice in the beginning. We actually started during COVID, and I don't know if you guys remember, it was very hard to buy GPUs at the time. And our solution is depending on running video analytics on GPUs, because that's what our robots do. They look at the world and kind of detect what's suspicious. So that was choice early on to run things in the cloud. at least from the security point of view. Of course, the original platform, the Smart Plus for robot management, to make it scale, of course, using cloud is a no-brainer. So we work closely still with AWS. Lots of our infrastructure, both for development and for management, for collecting the data, is in the cloud right now.
Thank you for sharing. I think with that, we have reached the midpoint of the episode. So we'll be breaking for 10 minutes. All right. For the next segment, this is something that we do for all our guests, by the way. It's like a quick fire, fun energy round.
Okay.
So I'll just say one question, then you need to give me like a short answer, and hopefully we can have a fun conversation along with it. So first of all, what is one thing that you miss most from home, from Czech Republic and Turkey? Is that too deep of a question?
For me, it's the family for sure that I miss the most. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess similar, like family and friends.
Yeah.
I guess some food as well, man. Like Turkish food is good. Like you cannot get like legit like homemade food here, like homemade Turkish food. You know, it's like not your like mom's food. You know.
We need to bring more Turkish people to make more food in Singapore.
Yeah. I think if you're Turkish and listening this, please come.
Yeah, please. Vatan is waiting for you in Singapore, by the way.
Yeah.
Big business opportunity. All right, moving on to the next one. What is the most satisfying bug you've ever fixed? Maybe at KABAM or the companies before this?
Bug?
I love that question.
Maybe I think it's about a project.
It's probably some multi-threading issues I did for our real-time connectivity streaming. Yeah, that's something,
Bug? I don't know, man.
What's the last bug you solved?
Oh, that was like this thing with state manager, like order of things. It was like a very simple one. But
usually the worst bugs are the simple bugs, actually, that you cannot figure out.
I guess like feature maybe I can talk about. Like,
sure.
I think most satisfactory was like we made like this thing called like Mode Setup Assistant. It took like around like 3-4 months with me and my mentor back in the day, David Liu. I was working on. I think that was quite cool, like because when we released Movie 2 first time, there was no way of like really integrating your own like robot arms with it, unless you like grind it out like every single setup. And like in Movie 1, there was a way of like doing it like where Movie Setup Assistant, and like we made I think really quite nice version of like Movie Setup Assistant 2 that works like I think much more cooler and much more like smoother than the first version.
What does it do?
So it helps you. So like you upload your like CAD, like or URDF, to the it's a UI. It's a Qt based UI, and like you upload your URDF, and then like it asks you certain questions. Like you can set up joints, you can set up like mimic joints, you can set up even like whole body planning. Even you can upload a human robot, and you can set up everything. It will create like all the necessary files. It will, like if you want, like it will also like create like all the like pre-sold like IK solutions or like IK fast or something, and then
inverse kinematics.
Yeah, inverse kinematics, IK inverse kinematics, and yeah, basically like gives you like in the end like gives you a demo that like your robot working in simulation. So it's I think it's a cool one.
Out of curiosity, how has the experience been contributing to the open source world? We know that you are very enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, it's great. I suggest everyone, because like before that, right, like before I worked at Picnic, I thought like this like alien genius programmers are like doing this like open source stuff. Like I don't even know like who these people are. Like like someone made it, like some dude like that is like maybe like work in a basement for 40 years and like working these contributions. Like it like looked so alien that like we are using all this software, like, but like I never thought of like how it would be like doing these kind of things. So I was actually like really hesitant and like really feeling not confident like when I was first like trying to contribute. But it's like much more easier than you think. And two, like one is that, and the second one is like I think everyone's like human. Everyone's just like normal software developers like all of us, and like there's no reason for like any other software developer to contribute. And I think open source developers, they always like look for like more people to contribute to their work, like which helps them a lot. So I mean, I would suggest like if you're interested in like, so for example, if you're interested in physical AI, like try to contribute to Groot, for example, or like try to contribute to like IsaacSim, I don't know, Omniverse, like all these like open source tools like Mojoko, or if you're interested in navigation, like there's NavTool, right? And if you're I don't know, like interested in traditional computer vision, try to contribute to OpenCV. Like they have thousands of issues in their GitHub, right? So it's actually like very like much easier than people would think, and I would think also like 3-4 years ago. So yeah, I think it was quite satisfying to like contribute though, because like how I think is like, oh, I made this contribution, hundreds of thousands of robots gonna use this, which is like quite cool to think about.
I think it's really good way to have impact. Yes.
Yeah, and it's also like it's a good way to showcase.
Everyone can really do it, but particularly if you are a student. That's a great way to get into the field.
Yeah, just to follow up about that, I think from personal experience, so a few months ago I was very much into computer vision and I was working at Panasonic on it. And I found the entire concept of OpenCV very fascinating. But again, as you mentioned, there's that inherent hesitance. Maybe it's like part of our culture in Asia, or just as a student while heading out first, to actually engage with these communities and contribute to the platform. So how do maybe people like me take the next step?
I mean, that's a great question. I think like the easiest ones are like all these like big, I would say like open source communities. They have their own meetups or like their own like weekly, monthly like maintainer meetings or community meetings. So for example, in ROS it's like very common. Like ROS, every week there's like some community meeting. There's like I mean, not physical, like online also. Like it could be like a manipulation group meeting. There's like physical AI group. There's like embedded work group. There's ROS working group. There's cloud working group. There's infrastructure working group. There's like so many working groups just in like within ROS and robotics community, like Gazebo working group, everything. And then like similar in like Python or in C++, there's also like these dev communities and like dev groups. So I think it's like very easy to like engage with them, like because they also like publicly announce like when they're going to hold these meetings and like how they, where and like when they're going to do this. And it's just like just like being present in like one meeting, I think like you will have chance to like contribute and like engage with the community. Because like at least for me, like I attended for motion planning working group for a very long time, and like here and there like we had like new people like coming in, like, and like once we see like some name that we don't know before, we always like just like ask them a question like, hey, like welcome to the group, like what you're working on, like is there anything like you would like to share or anything. So it's like the community, because it's a community effort, and it's a most of the time it's an unpaid effort as well. So those people like are like seeking help and like are like happy to like have like more people around them. So it's like really appreciated from the other side as well.
All right, let's move on to the next question in this round. What is your favorite LLM and why?
We use a lot of Gemini, just because we pay for it as well within the company. Yeah.
I like Anthropic AIs, you know, like Sone, I guess. Is
that what you vibe code in?
Yeah. That's what I vibe coding.
Yeah. How was your experience vibe coding with that?
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you just need to like know like how to restrict it, or like how to. I guess like it's a learning experience, right? Like you just like experiment with it. Sometimes you're unhappy, or it's not great, and then like you add like more restrictions, like more rules, and then it's getting better, or like it's acting the way that you like it to act. So I think like yeah, it can like solve. So for example, like last time like in ROS meetup, I talked about like ROS 1 to ROS 2, right? You can wipe code in 5 minutes now. So it's like I think quite possible.
Yeah, I clearly remember your words from that workshop. You said that unless there's like 1,000 or 5,000 line file lying somewhere, you can easily just upload it and it translates it for you.
Yeah.
Is that it's really fascinating how this world is moving, and
exactly,
it's all automated now. Is using LLMs very encouraged in your company, or?
I would say like kind of everyone uses like at some point, but I think it's not like very.
Yes, encouraged. Yes, I would say
I think
yes.
to provide context, because like in other companies I go to, or even from what I hear my friends or like here and there, many companies are a bit averse to using it when it comes to, let's say, confidential information and all that. Is there anything that's similar in place for KABAM, or is it all open?
So again, I prefer people use Gemini internally because they don't use the data for training.
Right.
So there is some kind of data privacy with Google. But yes, I think we both use it on code review side as well.
Well, code review side, yeah, I think it's been a blessing. Like since we started using like AI code reviews, it's helped a lot actually. Like because like it does the like dirty and like hard work for you, because they're going over like every line, and then after like the AI code review, like you can do like a more general pass. Like you don't have to like be as thorough as before, I think.
And there is also different level of usage of different developers. Some people are really opposed to using LLMs. They want to really do their own code. And it's been also some education for sure. People are more traditional. The younger folks, they only vibe code, so that we also try to kind of discourage them from that. So they also pick up the skills, because that's also more work for the code review later on to keep the quality up.
For me, like for work, I really like just like AI assisted coding, but not vibe coding kind of thing. Because like I mean, like I'm in control. Like I don't like ask AI to do things, but like I get like code suggestions. Like I get I don't know, maybe like a function.
Do you use VS Code or
VS Code? Yeah.
Okay.
So Copilot.
Yeah. So I think it's
Copilot with Anthropic.
No. Copilot with
GPT.
GPT.
Okay. It's interesting because each model is strong in different things, and you I guess learn in a while.
I think vibe coding I like Anthropic a lot, but like AI assisted, I think I like GPT.
Yeah. I personally like a lot Gemini for the agentic stuff. I think the 2.5 Pro is really excellent. Everyone loves Claude, I think, for coding.
Yeah. I mean they're good.
And then, to be honest, for some of the document generation, email writing, I really like GPT-4 more than 5, honestly.
Oh, really? Why is that?
I think it's the personality.
Sam Altman seems to disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people agree with Jakub, like because like when GPT-5 came on, like a lot of people were, I think, quite harsh about like criticizing 5, and a lot of people were also like agreeing with your comment that like 4 was better.
All right, let's move on to the next one. If not AI or robotics, what would you be doing?
I would run a bar somewhere in Sri Lanka, serving chimichangas.
That's good. Me, I think esports player.
Sports player.
Esports.
Like any esports in particular?
Interesting.
Yeah, I was playing professional in both Dota 2 and League of Legends. Both. Yeah.
Wow. So I think.
And then I had to study after, and then I was like, okay, am I going to go like try to be a gamer or like
do you regret your choices now?
No, I mean I like because like back in the day, right, like 10, 15 years ago, like gaming was not as rewarding as now, right? And even now, like if you are not like top 10 player in a particular game, or like top 50 player, like you are not earning as much money as we would.
Have you ever participated in any sports tournament?
Yeah, I did. Wow. I did TI1 in Dota 2, like the first international tour.
What were the prizes at the time?
$1 million.
Okay.
Wow.
But like I mean, you don't get the prize, right? Like you it's
someone will get it.
I mean, the organization would get, right.
Yeah.
And then you are like 5 players, and then there's like subs. I was a sub, by the way, for Fnatic, and so like it's like you get like very very small portion of it, and if you win, and if you don't win, it's like very small amount of money. Maybe like if you're second best or third best team, like you get like 100,000 or like 50,000, and then like it's shared among like 10 people maybe, and you get like 5,000 for like being third best in the world, which is not a lot of money, like back in the day.
If I can ask you, actually, how big are esports here at NTU? Is that a thing? Is there some league?
I'm sure it is a thing, but I don't really play esports.
Okay.
The only esport I've played is Clash Royale.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'm not much of a gamer myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So although I'm sure there are clubs around, and I do see people very passionate about Valo or Dota, all that.
Yeah. Here more like Valo and Dota, I think. Right? Yeah.
All right. If you could swap jobs with anyone in the tech world for one day, who would that be?
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Anyone in the tech world?
Yes,
like
could be anyone. Actually, let me rephrase. Let's swap to anyone in history in the tech world.
Anyone in history? That's crazy.
Like if you want to swap with Alan Turing, you can do that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I guess at some point I would say Elon Musk. I'm not sure if
I was going to say the same
anymore.
But no, but like you don't have to be him, right? Like you will just
can
like you can be Jakub,
yeah.
but like you have the chair.
Is that a game? Yeah. Yeah. I have high respect for what he has created in terms of the companies. Yes, of course. I think that amount of investment in humanoids will really make robotics a very different place to work at.
How about you?
I guess I was thinking Elon as well. Like I also think about Zuck, but I don't know. Like I think his personality a bit. I was thinking like Zuck in like university kind of thing, like Stanford years of Zuck kind of vibes. It's like for first early years of like Facebook.
Okay.
Oh, so the Harvard University one.
Like, yeah.
The Facebook at that.
Yeah. The Facebook. Yeah.
I think that they made the movie Social Network.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite movie?
Not really. I mean, I have other movies I like, but I think it has the like very, because I'm like very like ambitious person. Like I did a lot of competition, so I was like, I thought it's like kind of have the similar vibes.
All right. Speaking of movies, second last question: what is a movie or a book that you think gets robotics right, or maybe pushed you to pursue robotics?
Interesting.
Oh damn! Yeah. I have answer for this. I have three movies that I watched that got me in robotics. Like one is Real Steel, like 2012.
Oh yeah, that's my.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And 2014, like it's a bit funny, but like it's a Big Hero 6, like Baymax.
Okay.
I was like, damn, like I need to make this robot. Like, it's so cool.
The inflatable one.
Yeah, there's the inflatable one, like the cute one.
Advice.
Yeah, the medical robot. Like that made me apply to a robotics lab in my university.
Oh wow.
And then.
Do you think that kind of thing is feasible?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah, I think we are getting that with the humanoids.
Yeah, they have the Michelin, like the tire from. They have the same thing.
Yeah.
And then 2015, there's a movie called Spare Parts. It's a movie about a high school robotics team attending underwater robotics competition, and it's a real life story. So I found that the competition is still being held, and the guys are still attending. I was like, I must go. And then I actually like found a ROV team, remotely like an underwater robot team, and then we actually attended the competition like in the US. So I met the guys as well. So I think it was quite cool.
Personally, I find it pretty crazy that Real Steel predicted imitation learning before it became a thing.
I mean, books-wise also, like if you guys read like Asimov, I think like Robot series or like even like Foundation series, like I think predicts or like kind of like shows like a lot of the things down. Like,
how about you?
I don't know if this is to convince you to do robotics, but I really like Pixar. WALL-E is one of the best movie depicting that kind of future where we over-rely on AI and robots. So yeah, that's.
I think at least in my generation, WALL-E was a big part of my childhood. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say that I hope to see that world one day, but at least the robots, we can have them interact with us in so many different ways. All right, last but not least, my favorite question. Would you have pineapple on pizza?
Sorry guys, yes.
Yeah.
I love pineapple on pizza. Sorry guys. Sorry for any Italian friends.
We don't say it in front of
actually like one of my best friends is Italian. But like he also eats like pineapple on pizza, so cannot blame me.
Is he Italian though?
He is legit Italian, like.
Yeah.
The guy is from I don't know, like somewhere near Milano. Like it's like he eats pineapple on pizza, no problem.
To me, what you're describing right now is sacrilege.
No, it's okay. It's great.
So you don't like your pineapple?
No, I'm sternly against that.
Okay. Have you been to Italy?
It's innovation and like being open-minded.
Okay, yeah. I don't have a response to that one.
I think it's a nice balance of like sweet and sour. I like those kind of. Like also like Chinese, like like sweet sour chicken. I really like that also.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I think the similar vibes to me.
So in South Korea, they like to combine their pizza with crazier things than just pineapple. So they have like I think that was called Italian Bolognese pizza. So they put pasta on top of a pizza.
Oh, we have in Japan also like ramen pizza.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Japan has ramen pizza.
There you go.
And then they have like these places like where they do all sorts of fruits. Actually, like fruit on pizza is like a common thing. It's like like even like in here, like there's a sourdough pizza place I go, and they do like peach and ham pizza, which is great. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
So it's a taste balance.
Different levels of abomination, I guess.
Yeah.
You can do. I think pineapples are not the worst.
Yeah, I think so too.
Not sure what the Italians are gonna make of that.
Yeah, now it's on record. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope my friend doesn't watch it.
permanently out there now. I guess
Maybe we can cut, right? No.
no. This is going to be broadcasted all over Italy now. With that, let's move on to some more serious discussion, if I can put it that
okay.
way.
All right.
No, this was fun break. So
Yeah. I think to both of you, because of course you come from the startup ecosystem in Singapore, and I feel like it's a much more fast-paced and dynamic environment. I want to talk about the current state of robotics in the world that we live in. As you mentioned, LLMs is helping us a lot, be it translating ROS1, ROS2, or even just white coding. And I think even for your surveillance robots, LLMs are going to be important for the human communication part. So just like, how is maybe this intersection of technology helping out, and what do you envision for the future of robotics, considering the pace of machine learning right now?
it's crazy decade in front of us, for sure. It's been for robotics. It's been great because I don't think we've seen so much attention.
Exactly.
And it's been always like a niche field. We were always the rare animals, the robotics engineers, and I think now it is becoming mainstream. So that's really good. I think just the fact that we are here sitting on the podcast talking about robotics is, I think really good. Also, of course, that attention of the venture capitalists getting the funding is great. Of course, we are also experiencing a bit of a hype with humanoids right now. So, I mean, everyone is painting that picture of having a humanoid in your house. Maybe this is not going to happen in next year. This might be. And I would also want to see how many people here would want to have a humanoid in their small HDB here in Singapore.
Right.
So there is a lot of work to be done on that side. But also this investment will make first people, the talent, the universities training robotics, and second, the cost. That's been always a big challenge in robotics because robots are too expensive for regular folk to afford them. But because of this investment of companies like Tesla, companies in China right now putting that investment, making actuators cheaper, we will have much more affordable and much more democratic access to robots in general. So really exciting
China,
years.
If I could just speak to that. And so I went to an AI conference last weekend, and we saw the Tesla Optimus over there. And
Which one?
Oh,
Sorry.
nice.
AI Con. Yeah. So over there, what I noticed was that
Was it here in Singapore?
Yeah, it was in Singapore.
Oh wow. And they have Optimus there.
Yes,
because I've never actually seen.
They have in the mall as well.
Oh, really?
Like Tesla,
Okay.
showcase there.
But one thing that I noticed was that they weren't really making it do anything. It was just standing over there. Then later, I see videos in China, let's say, robots boxing and doing all sort of crazy acrobatics. I think that there was also this term, athletic intelligence, that China is really working on in humanoid. So do you see how at the pace of technology, because one more thing that someone said was that the state that AI is inside the US, in Silicon Valley, is the state that robotics is inside China. So do you view China as an opportunity, or let's say more of something to be wary of?
I think robotics, they had this 2025 plan. that the Communist Party does, and I think robotics was one of the 5 points in China. Also, I guess because of demographic reasons, the cost of labor, they've been really putting big attention to AI and robotics. Of course, they have more challenges because of access to NVIDIA hardware, for example.
Right.
But that also make them more innovative. So I think DeepSeek has changed a lot for also us for in the field of robotics. Generally, working under constraints like that, makes you be more innovative. So yeah, we at KABAM Robotics, we have facility in China. So we actually built our robots. We built our robots in China, then bring them here. Actually, right now, one of our colleagues is there setting up a robot. And there is lots of bright people there working on the problem.
So for KABAM, so you have manufacturing in China, right? Any particular reason for that, or maybe access to the talent?
Supply chain. Definitely supply chain. You can't do these things anywhere else in the world right now at that cost.
I mean, at least at that cost and at that pace as well. Like it's also labor cost is like much lower.
Although that would not be definitely the main reason.
Yeah, of course. I don't
because then
so.
You can go to other
I think
places.
It's mainly like it's easier to
expertise combined with So they are really good in manufacturing. They're the world experts in that.
Right. That's fair enough.
And I think we've been able to benefit. And coming back to Singapore, we can benefit from both worlds. Having that access to China because of being in Singapore, but having access and being able to sell to markets like US. Because we are from Singapore, they wouldn't be able to buy robots from China, but they are able to buy them from us.
So the tariffs are like much cheaper for us than China, right? So
yes.
Are the tariffs affecting KABAM?
Yeah, of course. I mean, because like one of our markets, right? Like, and we have to ship the robots to there and sell them. So like it, of course, like reflects on the prices and reflects on the negotiations, of course.
I see. So just about the tariffs in general, like, is it affecting the pace of innovation, or is it purely for a business?
I don't think so, because I think Singapore was like one of I would say affecting positively in terms of, because Singapore like was one of the only countries that could like stay on the lower end of the tariffs, like compared to most of the other countries. And
the tariffs is not affecting, let's say, the talent pool or mobility in any sense?
I don't feel like it.
Not yet. Yeah. We might see things happening next year.
Yeah, I'm curious about like how like H1B is gonna affect or like is it gonna like bring more talent to here, perhaps?
The 100,000.
Yeah.
Speaking of the talent pool, we had a conversation about competitions and how robotics has all these hackathons and students are engaging in that space. How do you view that? Have you been to any of them? And
yeah, I think generally competitions, robot competitions, and doing robotics as a student, I think it's really a great place to get your hands on something physical and try different things because it's such a wide field. So myself, I did take part in something called Argos Challenge. So this was competition by Total, they're a big oil company. They were trying to figure out whether they can put robots on their old platforms that are remote because it's very dangerous. There can be explosions. So they want to make them completely humanless because, of course, they don't want to endanger the people. It's also very expensive to have people there. So they threw this competition in 2015. 2015, yes, to kind of push the field. So there were 5 different entities. One was actually from Japan, one was us from Spain, one was from Switzerland. I don't know if you know a company called Robotics.
No, I'm not aware.
They built one of the robot dogs, so something like Boston Dynamics bot, but from Switzerland. So actually, they used this competition to develop their solution to create and start the company, which is now valued at, I think, 500 million. Some crazy.
They're big. Yes.
Yeah, they are big. Yeah.
I think they're arguably like one of the top like quadruped companies, like Unitree, them, and then Boston, I think.
Yeah. There was a company from Germany. So really exciting to bring everyone together and do and work on a problem in in a lot of constraints. In short time that you have deadlines, you need to demonstrate something. Really good experience and really pushing the technology forward with some kind of goal.
I agree
Vatan has done a lot of them.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I grew up with competitions since I guess starting the university or getting into robotics. I started my robotics journey with BattleBots, the fighting ones. Yeah, and then moved into more less violent robots. And then I did underwater competition, as I mentioned. I did rover competition. I know NTU as a team as well. Actually, one of our new employees are from the NTU rover team, so which is quite cool. And
shout out to them. Actually, I don't know if you know the Mars rover team Rexus.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're doing amazing job.
And I mean, I also grew up from the competition field. And I think it's and I also actively mentor high school robotics, called first robotics competition since the last 8 years or so. So I think from the candidates or the people I work with, the people that come from competition or worked on the physical device before, than in theory, they are much more at least for me much easier to work with, and they understand a lot of the challenges and a lot of real life problems that they're gonna face, and they're ready to handle or jump in those problems directly, rather than someone just attended the lessons without doing any hands-on internships or hands-on competition kind of thing. It's it takes them a bit more time. They get there eventually, of course, but it takes them a bit more time to understand what are the real life challenges. And I think people in competition, they're faster, and then they're very proactive in terms of fixing the issues, and have a let's say sixth sense of what's to come, because they have been through a very stressful environment with a time constraint environment, and companies are like that always. Especially in startups, you always have some time constraint. You have a deadline in 2 weeks, or you have a customer calling you every week, or you have you always have some expectations and some deadlines, and then some time constraints, and sometimes you have to be really busy at work. So I think the competition background helps a lot with that.
And that excitement when you are actually going towards and something is happening the next day, and you stay the whole night because you're trying to fix a problem. You have a bug.
That's exciting to me.
That's a really big part.
And I think one of my best memories of universities was one traveling with my friends to competition, because it's very rare that you as 20 people, 25 people team, you're in the same house, and then you are collaborating on doing something together. I mean, of course, you're building the robot, you're getting ready for the competition, but it's also the friendships and the environment you get there is also I think quite good.
Yeah, I think at KABAM, when we look at graduates, if they have competition on their CV, it's really big plus.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is competition more important, or is internship more important?
I think both the same, honestly. Ideally, people have experience from both. I would say before you do internship, it's good to have that competition, because it can get you better internships as well.
Yeah, I mean, I really look at people that if they have any hands-on experience, they actually touch the robot, they're actually experienced in running something on a robot. I think which is a big plus for me, because when they come here, they're not gonna be surprised when they need to SSH the robot, or when they need to go inside and run some commands, or they're not gonna freak out when robot crashes or something unexpected happens. So it's I think that experience is very very useful in real life, in real work.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Even personal experience does seem like something. So because this is all for younger people, I think I have one last question for both of you, which is very personal to me, and I think very relevant for everyone here as well. What advice would you give to, let's say, a 24, 25-year-old fresh graduate coming out of NTU or NUS to start off? Where can we start off? Should we work in a startup? How do we sort of enter this domain?
I think both fields. I mean, both sizes of company are good. Good to have experience from both. Generally, for graduates, I would recommend not to look at salary, but look at mentorship. I think that, it's exponential anyway. As a graduate, your salary will not be that high. But if you can get a good mentor early on in your career, it can really move you very fast. So that's one. And second, look at network. So can you, out of that opportunity, can you get good connections in the field? For me, because I started at European Space Agency, that brought like the best people from the whole Europe. And that kind of connection within Europe has helped me a lot throughout my career, for sure. So I think here, looking at big tech companies as well, I think it is good to have that experience early on in your career, but of course it's not for everyone. So, I mean, I think you can get that from startup. Probably also mentorship can be better in a startup because it is way more personal. You can really approach everyone in the company, even the co-founders. They can give you more business kind of advices, and then the engineers will be more approachable. But of course, it has these trade-offs.
Out of curiosity, for your first job, would you rather have joined KABAM or the European Space Agency?
Probably European Space Agency.
I see.
Yeah.
Because you have like more access to network.
The network. The network is a big one for sure.
Right.
And I was also lucky with the mentorship there. So I think it all really worked out.
And any?
I mean, for me, I completely agree with the network part, and I feel like networking often is better than your skills, like your practical or like hands-on skills. Maybe like overshadowed by like someone with better network or like someone that has like better connections or like getting better at speaking. Like as much as like a lot of like computer scientists or like devs like being like super introvert people, I think like talking gets you to a lot of places. Like that's the reality. I always like try to make myself believe that like if I'm like better than everyone at coding, then I will get the best jobs. But like it's often not like that. It's often like you need to know like how to speak. You need to act how do you do in the interview, and you also need to actually like make connections first to get even an interview in a company. Like most of the time, like if you are not making any connections, like you just like apply a company from LinkedIn, especially if it's like a big tech company, it's highly unlikely that they're gonna like get back to you because there will be like so many people that made connections and like reached them out before. So I would say like connection is like number one for me, like connection network. And mentoring, I completely agree. I was also like super lucky with my first mentor. And like if you get a like good mentor and like place that you know like you will have a like good mentor, I think go with that because they will be there for life. Like for me, like my first ever mentor in Picnic, like we are still speaking, like we're still like talking like every month or so, and like they will help you like throughout your life, and like they will get you to other places as well. So I think that's really important. Salary, I don't know, like I like money, so you can I think you can look at the salary as well. But I guess like first priority is like I think like first few years like salary I agree is like not really important. But like after like you have some skills that like you have like kind of proven yourself that like you are able to do the job, you are able to like contribute to workforce, then you can try like negotiating or like upping your value a bit. But like before that I agree, like mentorship and network. I think for me like I don't really care about like what work I'm going to do. So for example, if I'm working in AI, I wouldn't mind like working on LLMs. I wouldn't mind also working on object detection. I wouldn't also mind like working on, I don't know, RAGs or something like. I guess the more value you're gonna get is like you can always like work on something you want like outside work, like open source, or you can also like I think most companies are accommodating with that. Hey, like 5% of my time I would like to contribute to this. I would like to attend these meetings. 99% of the companies they're gonna say, yeah, of course, like you're like showcasing my company outside them fun. So it's a plus for the company as well, as much as plus for you. So I wouldn't like mind like what I work on, but like I would mind like who I work with and like what environment I'm gonna work at.
Is there a way to get that sensing before, let's say, joining the company? Or
interviews, I guess, like making like a background research, asking people,
yes.
Yeah.
I think engineers will always be happy to kind of respond, even if you just cold message them about.
Yeah, especially like like engineers would most of the time will respond to you. Like I mean, for me, like there's like a lot of people like reached out to me about my Japanese company, also like picnic.
Oh,
Like they're like after I left those companies, right? Or they're like, oh, you're a Turkish guy, like worked this company, like how was your experience? Like, I mean, especially
the Turkish connections.
is I guess the Turkish connections, but I don't see like why not. It doesn't work for like any other. Like I mean, you can like just like cold message like someone that in a company or like left the company is even better because they would be more honest about the company. Say hey, like how I saw like you worked also. Oh, like you're a graduate of NTU, like you worked in this company, like and LinkedIn would just like say you like who NTU graduates worked in this company before, right? You can say oh like how was your experience? Like what do you think of like do you have any advices for the interviews or like do you have any advices for me to take on before like I challenge myself kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. All right. With that, I do not have any further questions for you both. But before we end, is there anything else that you'd like to speak to our audience about? And it could be anything at all.
Yeah, I would just say, be curious, do what you like, but also generally. So since it's a younger audience, make yourself useful in general, like solve the problems. I think that's what I'm generally looking in for in engineers and generally people I work with, solve the problems of other people. And I like to do that for people too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, knowing something is less important than like ability to like understand or like know things, right? Like I would like prefer like a problem solver that doesn't know like about like the specific problem I know, but like I'm sure like this guy can like learn this problem and like attack the problem. I think it's a very important skill, like to be able to like understand in a fast pace and then also like be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Because like that will be a lot like at work, like always like especially like as you get higher and higher like in the ladder, right? Like you get thrown into problems that you are like more uncomfortable with, out of your comfort zone. You have like sometimes you have no idea about like how to solve it, but like you are the most senior people in there, so like you have to find a solution or like act like you are finding a solution, and like so because like people are looking up to you, right? It's like you have to stay strong, like so you have to be like learn how to be comfortable in uncomfortable.
Take it or make it.
I guess it's like that. Yeah.
All right then. Thank you so much for your time today and for coming down to our podcast. I learned a lot. I'm sure all of our audience members and the ones watching at home also had a great time. With that, can we please have a huge round of applause for our guests?
Thank you for having us. This was great.
Yeah, really
good
appreciate it.
conversation.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.